Hello everyone, I'm Jan Chong. I'm from Vietnam. The main purpose of making this video is to earn money from YouTube, specifically from your views and live streams. For you, it's just watching and going live, but for me, it's recognition of my efforts. Thank you so much. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about something a bit personal. Something I wish I'd known 10, maybe even 20 years ago. I call these the 100 laws of life, but really they're the hard-earned lessons from the many, many times I've screwed up. My goal today is to share them with you so maybe, just maybe, you can avoid some of the same pitfalls. This is going to be a long one, so grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive in. First and foremost, invest in yourself before you invest in others. This isn't about being selfish. It's about being sustainable. You can't pour from an empty cup. Whether it's your time, your money, or your energy, make sure you're building yourself up first. Go to that workshop, buy that course, spend that hour at the gym. When you are strong, you have so much more to give to the world and the people you care about. It's the foundation for everything else. Hand in hand with that is the commitment to keep learning every single day. The world is changing at an incredible pace, and if you're not learning, you're falling behind. This doesn't mean you need to read a textbook every night. It can be a 10-minute podcast, a short article, or even just looking up something you're curious about. Small progress, compounded over time, leads to massive growth. Treat your brain like a muscle and give it a workout every day. Now, let's talk about something incredibly important. Your mental health matters more than any achievement. I spent years chasing promotions, titles, and external validation, all while my inner world was crumbling. Let me tell you, no trophy or paycheck is worth your peace of mind. Learn to recognize the signs of burnout and stress. It's okay not to be okay, and it's a sign of strength, not weakness, to ask for help. Prioritize your mental well-being like your life depends on it. Because it does. And while we're on the topic of health, please take care of your body. It is your most critical long-term asset. You only get one. For years, I neglected my sleep, ate whatever was convenient, and treated exercise as an afterthought. The bill for that lifestyle always comes due. It might not be today or tomorrow, but it will arrive. Eat real food. Move your body in a way you enjoy, and get enough sleep. It's not a short-term diet. It's a long-term strategy for a vibrant, energetic life. One of the biggest mistakes I made was living life according to a script written by someone else. Society, family, friends, they all have expectations. That's why you must set clear goals for yourself, based on what you truly want. Don't live by social pressure. Take the time to sit down and ask yourself, what does a successful life look like to me? Not to my parents, not to my Instagram feed, but to me. Write it down. Make it clear. That clarity becomes your compass, guiding you through all the noise. So how do you get this clarity and knowledge? You consume it. Read books, listen to podcasts, learn online. Knowledge is power. We live in an age of unprecedented access to information. You can learn from the greatest minds in history for the price of a library card or a free podcast app. Make it a habit. Replace some of that mindless scrolling with intentional learning. The more you know, the more options you have, and the better decisions you will make. In this new world, creativity and critical thinking are your most valuable skills. AI can process data, but it can't connect disparate ideas in a novel way or question the underlying assumptions of a problem. That's where you come in. Don't just consume information. Question it, connect it, play with ideas. Work on projects that force you to think outside the box. These skills are future-proof and will set you apart in any field you choose. And speaking of the future, you cannot fear change. In fact, you should run towards it. The only constant in life is change. Standing still means you are actively falling behind. This was a tough lesson for me. I clung to old ways of doing things because they were comfortable. But comfort is the enemy of growth. See change as an opportunity, not a threat. Learn to adapt, to be flexible, and to pivot when necessary. The most successful people are not the strongest, but the most adaptable. With all this information and change, you have to learn to manage your time and attention. Avoid information overload. It's a real thing, and it leads to paralysis and anxiety. Be intentional about what you consume. Unsubscribe from newsletters you don't read. Unfollow accounts that make you feel bad. Set specific times to check emails and social media, rather than letting them interrupt your day constantly. Your attention is your most precious currency. Spend it wisely. Now, let's talk about something everyone tries to avoid. Failure. I want you to reframe this word completely. Failure is data. It is not your identity. When an experiment in a lab doesn't work, the scientist doesn't cry and give up. They analyze the data, figure out what went wrong, and design a new experiment. That's what failure is. It's feedback. It's a lesson. The only true failure is the one you don't learn from. Embrace it as part of the process. A key part of learning from failure is the ability to admit mistakes quickly and fix them fast. Your ego is your enemy here. The longer you wait to admit you were wrong, the bigger the problem gets. I've seen projects and relationships crumble because someone was too proud to say, "I messed up." Own it. Apologize sincerely. And then, most importantly, focus all your energy on making it right. People respect honesty and action far more than they respect fake perfection. This next one is a superpower. Learn to say no to things that don't serve your goals. When you first start out, you say yes to everything. But as you gain clarity on what you want, your no becomes just as important as your yes. Every time you say yes to something, you are implicitly saying no to something else, like your personal goals, your family time, or your rest. A polite no is a tool for focus. It's not about being rude. It's about protecting what's most important to you. As you navigate all of this, you'll be bombarded with opinions. This is why you must not rely on praise or criticism from others for your self-worth. If you let praise go to your head, you'll become complacent. If you let criticism break your heart, you'll be too scared to try anything. Listen to feedback, yes, but filter it. Is it constructive? Is it from someone you respect? Ultimately, your sense of value must come from within, from your own standards and your commitment to your journey. This leads directly to my next point. Listen to yourself before you listen to others. You have an internal guidance system, an intuition. It's that little voice, that gut feeling. We spend so much time drowning it out with podcasts, social media, and everyone else's opinions that we forget how to hear it. Practice solitude. Spend time alone with your thoughts without distractions. Your intuition often knows the right path long before your logical mind can figure it out. Learn to trust it. It's easy to get obsessed with huge, distant goals, but what truly shapes your life are your daily actions. Good habits matter more than distant goals. You don't become a writer by wanting to write a novel. You become a writer by writing a little bit every day. You don't become healthy by wanting to lose 50 pounds. You become healthy by making better food choices at every meal. Focus on the process, on building the systems and habits that will inevitably lead you to your goal. Your future is built one day at a time. To build those habits, you must challenge yourself regularly. You have to leave your comfort zone. Growth and comfort cannot coexist. If you're not a little bit uncomfortable, you're not growing. This doesn't mean you have to do something terrifying every day. It can be as simple as speaking up in a meeting, trying a new workout, or learning a skill that feels difficult at first. Intentionally seek out small challenges. Each one expands the boundary of what you thought was possible. How do you keep track of all this growth, these feelings, and these lessons? You keep a journal. Keeping a journal is one of the most powerful habits I've ever built. It's a place to track your progress, untangle your emotions, and celebrate your wins. When you're feeling lost, you can look back and see how far you've come. It's a conversation with yourself. It provides clarity and perspective that is almost impossible to get otherwise. It doesn't have to be fancy. A simple notebook and a pen are all you need. In today's world, it's non-negotiable. Learn digital skills and personal data management. Understand the basics of cybersecurity, how algorithms work, and how your data is being used. These are not just techie skills anymore. They are life skills. Being digitally literate gives you a huge advantage and protects you from manipulation and misinformation. Take control of your digital footprint and use these powerful tools to your advantage, rather than letting them use you. Throughout this entire journey, stay curious. Ask why. Ask how. Explore topics outside of your field. Talk to people who are different from you. Expand your network of healthy, supportive connections. Your curiosity is the engine of your learning, and your network is your support system and source of new opportunities. Don't let your world become an echo chamber. Seek out new ideas and diverse perspectives. It will make your life infinitely richer. And finally, my last piece of advice for today, and perhaps the most practical. Practice meditation or deep breathing daily, just 5 minutes. Our lives are filled with constant stress and stimulation. This simple practice is an anchor. It calms your nervous system, reduces stress, and improves your focus. It's like a reset button for your mind. You don't need a special cushion or a silent retreat. Just sit down, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. It is a simple, free, and profoundly effective tool for managing the chaos of modern life. Phew, that was a lot. But these are the things that have truly changed my life. They are the rules I try to live by now. I hope some of them resonated with you. Pick one or two that feel right and start there. You don't have to do it all at once. Remember, small, consistent progress. Thanks so much for sticking with me through this. If this was helpful, give it a like and consider subscribing for more content like this. I'd love to hear in the comments which one of these laws hit home for you the most. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's start with the people you surround yourself with. This is huge. The first rule is to choose your friends wisely. Your social circle is like an elevator. It can either take you up or bring you down. If you're constantly around negative people who complain and see the worst in everything, that energy will seep into your life. You'll start to feel drained, uninspired, and pessimistic. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with ambitious, positive, supportive people, you'll feel motivated and lifted up. It's a simple law of emotional physics. So take a hard look at who you spend your time with. Do they build you up or tear you down? The answer to that question can change the entire trajectory of your life. This leads directly to the next law. It's far better to be hated for who you are than to be loved for who you're not. I spent so many years trying to be the person I thought others wanted me to be. I'd agree with opinions I didn't share, laugh at jokes that weren't funny, and pretend to like things I couldn't stand. And for what? To be liked? The problem is, when you're wearing a mask, you attract people who like the mask, not the real you. It's exhausting, and it's lonely. The moment I started being unapologetically myself, some people drifted away, and that was okay, because the people who stayed and the new people who came into my life liked me for me. Authenticity is a filter. It repels the superficial and attracts the genuine. Don't be afraid to be yourself. The right people will love you for it. Here's another big one about people. Keep a healthy distance from those who constantly create drama or lie. You know the type. Every conversation is about a crisis, a conflict, or a complaint. They thrive on chaos. These are energy vampires. They suck the peace right out of your life. Similarly, people who lie, even about small things, erode the foundation of any relationship. Trust. Once trust is gone, it's almost impossible to get back. Your peace of mind is your most valuable asset. Protect it fiercely by setting firm boundaries with people who threaten it. It's not about being rude, it's about self-preservation. You have the right to a drama-free existence. And while we're on the topic of boundaries, let's talk about sharing. Law number 4. Some things are better left unsaid. In an age of oversharing, the power of discretion is underrated. Not everyone needs to know your next move, your biggest dreams, your relationship problems, or your financial situation. Oversharing can make you vulnerable. Sometimes people can use your own words against you, or their unsolicited opinions can plant seeds of doubt. Learn to hold some things close to your chest. Let your actions speak for you. There's a certain strength and mystery in moving in silence. Your personal life is not a public performance. Cherish your privacy. Respect is a two-way street, which brings us to the next law. Respect other people's time as much as you respect your own. This is so simple, yet so many people get it wrong. Being late, canceling at the last minute without a good reason, or rambling on without getting to the point, it all sends the same message. My time is more important than yours. Punctuality and preparedness are signs of respect. It shows that you value the other person and the commitment you've made. When you honor someone's time, you build a reputation for being reliable and considerate. It's a cornerstone of professionalism and strong personal relationships. Don't be the person who always keeps others waiting. Now, this next one was a game changer for me. You must learn to say no without feeling guilty. For years, I was a yes person. I said yes to every request, every invitation, every favor because I didn't want to disappoint anyone. But in trying not to disappoint others, I was constantly disappointing myself. I was stretched thin, stressed out, and resentful. Saying yes to something you don't want to do is saying no to something you do want to do, whether that's resting, working on your own goals, or spending time with loved ones. Your no doesn't require a long explanation. A simple, "I'm sorry, I can't make that work right now," is enough. Remember, no is a complete sentence. And that ties into this truth. You cannot please everyone, and that is perfectly okay. The desire to be liked by everyone is a trap. It will have you bending over backward, compromising your values, and losing yourself in the process. No matter what you do, someone will disagree. Someone will criticize you. Someone will misunderstand you. That's just a fact of life. Once you accept this, you become free. You stop seeking external validation and start living according to your own internal compass. Your goal isn't to get 100% approval. Your goal is to be true to yourself and do what you believe is right. The right people will respect you for it, and the rest don't matter. When you do good things, do them quietly. Help without seeking recognition or broadcasting it. True generosity comes from the heart, not from a desire for praise. When you post about every good deed, it can cheapen the act. It shifts the focus from the person you're helping to yourself. Find joy in the act of giving itself, not in the applause you might get for it. There's a quiet dignity in helping someone and having it be a secret just between you, them, and the universe. These are the acts that build true character. Let your character speak for itself. Now, let's talk about the digital world. This is critical for our mental health. Law number 9. Absolutely do not compare your life to others based on what you see on social media. This is a recipe for misery. Social media is a highlight reel. It's the curated, filtered, best of version of someone's life. You're comparing your behind-the-scenes reality with all its messes, struggles, and boring moments to someone else's perfectly edited movie trailer. It's not a fair fight. You'll always feel like you're falling short. Remember that behind every perfect vacation photo, there might be debt. Behind every happy couple's selfie, there might be arguments. Focus on your own journey. The only person you should be comparing yourself to is the person you were yesterday. And that brings us to the broader rule for the internet. Do not let social media control your emotions. The algorithms are designed to keep you engaged, and often that means showing you things that trigger a strong emotional response: outrage, envy, anxiety. You can scroll for 10 minutes and feel angry about a news story, jealous of a friend's success, and insecure about your own life. You have to be the gatekeeper of your own mind. Be intentional about your social media use. Unfollow accounts that make you feel bad. Set time limits. And remember that the online world is not the real world. Your peace of mind is worth more than a few likes or a heated debate in the comments section. Let's move back to real-world interactions. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is listen. Just listen. We often feel this pressure to offer advice, to find a solution, or to share a similar story to show we understand. But often people don't need a fixer. They just need a witness. They need a safe space to vent, to be heard, and to have their feelings validated. Learning to sit in silence and just be present with someone is a profound skill. It says, "I'm here for you. You're not alone." Don't underestimate the healing power of quiet, focused listening. And as you practice good listening, also practice good avoidance. Specifically, avoid drama-addicted people at all costs. I mentioned them before, but it bears repeating. These individuals are not just in a temporary crisis. Their life is a series of self-inflicted crises. They are addicted to the adrenaline of conflict and the attention that comes with it. Engaging with them is like volunteering to be a character in their chaotic soap opera. You will be pulled into arguments that have nothing to do with you and be expected to take sides. Your life is not a stage for someone else's performance. Politely and firmly decline your role in their show. Let's talk about forgiveness. This is a tough one for many. The law is forgive, but don't forget the lesson. Forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. Holding on to anger and resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick. It eats away at your peace and keeps you tethered to the past. Forgiving means letting go of the emotional baggage so you can move forward. And this is a big, but it doesn't mean you have to forget what happened. The lesson the experience taught you is valuable. You can forgive someone for betraying your trust while also remembering that they are not a trustworthy person to have in your life. Forgive for your peace. Remember for your protection. Every relationship teaches you something. Every person who comes into your life, even for a short time, brings a lesson. The law is to recognize that every relationship has value, but not all of them are meant to last. Some people are there to teach you about love, some about patience, some about boundaries, and some about what you absolutely do not want. Be grateful for the lesson, even if the experience was painful, and have the wisdom to know when a relationship season is over. Holding on to something that has expired only brings you pain. Learn the lesson, say thank you, and let it go with grace. So much pain in relationships comes from simple misunderstandings. That's why the next law is so important. Communicate clearly to avoid confusion. Don't expect people to read your mind. If you need something, ask for it. If you're upset about something, say it. If you don't understand something, ask for clarification. Vague communication is the breeding ground for resentment and conflict. Be direct, be honest, and be specific. It might feel uncomfortable in the moment, but it will save you so much heartache down the line. Clear is kind. Unclear is unkind. And when you communicate, remember this. Speak the truth, but speak it with kindness. Brutal honesty is often just an excuse to be brutal. There's a way to be truthful without tearing someone down. Think about your delivery. Think about the timing. Think about the other person's feelings. The goal of sharing a difficult truth should be to help or to resolve an issue, not to win an argument or inflict pain. You can be both honest and compassionate. A spoonful of sugar really does help the medicine go down. Choose your words with care. They have the power to build people up or break them down. Here's a practical modern-day rule. Do not message, text, or call someone when you are angry. Just don't. When you're in the heat of the moment, your adrenaline is pumping and your judgment is clouded. You're likely to say things you'll regret, things that can cause irreparable damage. Those words once sent can't be taken back. Give yourself a cooling-off period. Step away from your phone. Go for a walk. Write down your feelings in a private note. Wait until you're calm and can think rationally before you communicate. This single rule can save you from a world of regret and protect your relationships. Trust is the glue of life, and it's built on one thing: consistency. So the next law is simple. Keep your promises. Do what you say you're going to do. Your word is your bond. When you consistently follow through, people learn that they can count on you. This builds a foundation of trust that is essential for any healthy relationship, whether it's personal or professional. And this includes the promises you make to yourself. When you keep the promises you make to yourself, you build self-trust and self-respect, which are the most important kinds of all. As you build relationships, remember this paradox. Be ready to connect deeply, but never become completely dependent on anyone. Healthy relationships are about interdependence, not codependence. You should have your own life, your own interests, your own friends, and your own source of happiness outside of your partner or your best friend. No single person can be your everything. That's too much pressure for them and a very vulnerable position for you. Love people, connect with them, share your life, but maintain your own sense of self. Be a whole person who is choosing to share your life with another whole person. And finally, when a relationship turns toxic, you must end it, but end it without resentment. Holding on to bitterness about a past relationship means you're still letting it control you. You're giving it space in your head and your heart. To be truly free, you need to release it completely. Acknowledge that it wasn't right for you. Learn the lessons it taught you. Wish the other person well in your heart, and then turn the page. Your future is too bright to be clouded by the shadows of your past. Ending things with peace doesn't mean you're condoning their behavior. It means you're prioritizing your own. These are just a few of the laws First up, and this is non-negotiable. Save before you spend. The moment your paycheck hits, move a portion of it into a separate savings account. Don't even look at it. This simple habit changes everything. It's about paying your future self first. And that brings me to the next point. Don't live beyond your means. That shiny new car, the designer bag, the constant dinners out. If you can't afford them without going into debt, you can't afford them. Period. I learned this the hard way, drowning in credit card bills for a lifestyle that wasn't even making me happy. It's a trap, and the temporary high is never worth the long-term stress. Let's talk about investing. You hear this word and maybe you think it's for rich people in suits. Wrong. Start investing early, even if it's just a tiny amount. $20 a month, $50 a month, whatever you can spare. The power of compound interest is like a magic money-making machine that works for you while you sleep. The biggest mistake is not starting. The sooner you start, the more time your money has to grow. I wish I had understood this in my 20s instead of my 30s. And please, for the love of all that is good, avoid debt for unnecessary spending. That vacation you put on your credit card. You'll be paying for it with interest long after the tan has faded. Debt for things that don't increase in value is like digging a hole for yourself with a very expensive shovel. If it's not a house or an education that will boost your earning potential, think 10 times before borrowing money for it. This leads us to wise spending. It's so easy to get caught up in trends. Every time you scroll, there's something new to buy. But ask yourself, do you actually need it? Or do you just want it because everyone else has it? Learn to spend wisely, focusing on value and longevity rather than fleeting fads. My apartment used to be filled with stuff I bought on impulse, and now I can't even remember what half of it was. Here's a game changer. Create multiple income streams. Don't rely on a single paycheck. In today's world, job security is a myth. Having a side hustle, a small online business, or some freelance work isn't just about making extra cash. It's about building a safety net. It gives you options and freedom. It means that if one stream dries up, you're not completely washed away. To keep track of all this, use technology. There are countless apps and trackers to help you manage your personal finances. They can show you exactly where your money is going. You might be shocked to see how much those daily coffees are actually costing you over a month. Knowledge is power, and seeing the data in black and white is the first step to taking control. A huge part of this is learning to distinguish between needs and wants. A roof over your head is a need. The latest smartphone is a want. Food is a need. A fancy restaurant dinner is a want. Be honest with yourself. This isn't about deprivation. It's about clarity and making conscious choices that align with your long-term goals. When you start making these distinctions, you'll naturally begin to simplify your life. And you know what happens when you simplify? You reduce stress and you reduce expenses. It's a beautiful cycle. Less stuff means less to clean, less to maintain, less to worry about. You'll find you have more time and more money for the things that truly matter. But life is unpredictable. That's why you absolutely must have an emergency fund. This should be 3 to 6 months' worth of your essential living expenses, sitting in a separate, easily accessible savings account. Car breaks down, you're covered. Lose your job, you have a cushion. This fund is your shield against life's curveballs, and trust me, they will come. Now, let's get a little more technical, but don't tune out. You need to learn some basic tax, insurance, and legal knowledge. You don't need to be an expert, but understanding how taxes affect your income, what your insurance policies actually cover, and what your basic rights are can save you thousands of dollars and immense headaches. These are adulting skills they don't teach you in school, so you have to teach yourself. When it comes to big purchases, a car, a house, a major appliance, plan ahead. Don't rush into it. Research, compare prices, read reviews, and sleep on it. A decision made in haste is almost always a decision you'll regret. I once bought a car on impulse because of a special one-day-only sale. It was a lemon, and it cost me a fortune in repairs. Patience is your greatest ally in financial decisions. And here's a big one. Invest in your skills, not just in things. A new gadget will be obsolete in a year. A new skill can increase your earning potential for the rest of your life. Take a course, learn a new language, get a certification. This is the best return on investment you will ever get. You are your greatest asset. A simple trick that has saved me countless times. Before any big expense, just pause and think. Do I really need this? Can I afford it without debt? Is there a cheaper alternative? Will I still want this in a month? Just giving yourself that 24-hour cooling off period can be the difference between a smart purchase and a stupid one. I want to be clear. Being frugal doesn't mean being miserable. Frugality isn't about eating instant noodles every night and never leaving your house. It's about being resourceful and intentional with your money. It's about finding joy in free activities, cooking delicious meals at home, and spending money on experiences that create lasting memories, not just on stuff that clutters your home. One of the most destructive habits you can have is comparing your finances with others. You see your friend's new car on social media, but you don't see their car payment. You see their exotic vacation, but you don't see their credit card statement. Comparison is the thief of joy and the architect of bad financial decisions. Run your own race. Focus on your own goals and your own progress. Again, leverage technology. Use it to optimize your spending and investing. There are apps that round up your purchases and invest the change, websites that find you the best deals, and platforms that make investing simple and accessible. We live in an age of incredible financial tools. Use them to your advantage. You can't hit a target you can't see. That's why you need to set measurable financial goals. Not just, I want to be rich, but I want to save $10,000 for a down payment in 2 years. Or, I want to pay off my $20,000 student loan in 3 years. Make your goals specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Write them down and track your progress. This is a journey, not a destination. You have to keep learning about money. Read books, listen to podcasts, join online communities. The world of finance is always changing, and the more you know, the better decisions you'll make. Surround yourself with information and with people who are also trying to improve their financial lives. Finally, and this is perhaps the most important law of all, remember that money is a tool. It is not a measure of your self-worth. Having more money doesn't make you a better person, and having less doesn't make you a worse one. Money is a tool to help you build the life you want, to provide for your loved ones, to have experiences, and to have security. Use it as a tool, control it, but never, ever let it control you or define you. These are the lessons I learned from my own failures. I hope they serve as a roadmap for you to build a strong, secure, and happy financial future. Don't be like me. Be better. Thanks for watching. If this helped you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more content that can help you build a better life. I'll see you in the next one. First up, and this one's a game changer, what other people think of you is none of your business. Seriously. For years I was obsessed with getting approval from everyone. It was exhausting. I learned that you are the only one who truly knows your own worth. When you stop seeking external validation, you take your power back. Tied to this is the idea that you don't need everyone to like you. The most important approval comes from the person you see in the mirror every single morning. Your self-approval is what truly matters. Another huge lesson was about humility and gratitude. Life just feels so much lighter when you approach it with a humble heart and a grateful spirit. It's not about thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. And while you're at it, don't over-explain yourself. I used to write essays trying to justify my decisions to people who didn't care. Here's the truth. People will hear what they want to hear. Save your energy. Let your actions speak for you, which brings me to my next point. Focus on action, not just theory. I spent so much time reading self-help books, watching motivational videos, and planning to change, but I never actually did anything. Knowledge is useless without application. It's the small, consistent actions that create massive change. Don't just learn about going to the gym. Actually go. Don't just plan to start a business. Take that first small step today. Action is the bridge between your goals and your reality. Now let's talk about the past. Your past does not define your future. I used to let my past failures haunt me. They were like a heavy chain I dragged around everywhere. But your past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. Learn from it, but don't live in it. You have the power to write a new story for yourself, starting right now. Every day is a fresh page. Don't let yesterday's ink bleed onto today's page. In our fast-paced world, it's so important to learn to slow down and be present. I was always rushing to the next goal, the next achievement, the next thing on my to-do list. I was so focused on the future that I completely missed the beauty of the present moment. True contentment isn't about getting everything you want. Happiness is knowing that what you have is enough. It's found in the small things: a cup of coffee in the morning, a conversation with a friend, the feeling of the sun on your skin. Stop rushing through life. Savor it. And when you do reach your goals, big or small, please reward yourself. We are often our own harshest critics, but it's crucial to celebrate your wins. It reinforces positive behavior and keeps you motivated. Finished a tough project? Treat yourself to a nice dinner. Stuck to your workout routine for a month? Buy those new sneakers you've been eyeing. Acknowledging your progress is not selfish. It's essential for long-term success. Also, stop wasting your precious time on trivial matters. Arguing on the internet, worrying about celebrity drama, holding on to petty grudges, it all drains your energy. Your time and attention are your most valuable resources. Invest them wisely. Focus on what truly matters to you, on things that will contribute to your growth and happiness. This also means taking care of yourself. Your mind, your body, your emotions, they are all interconnected. You can't neglect one without affecting the others. Eat well, move your body, get enough sleep, and be mindful of your emotional state. Your well-being is the foundation for everything else in your life. Your attitude determines your altitude. It's a cliché for a reason it's true. I used to have a very negative, blame-oriented mindset. If something went wrong, it was always someone else's fault. But blaming others leaves you powerless. When you take responsibility, you reclaim your power to change the situation. Turn that negative energy into fuel for growth. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" This single shift in perspective can change your entire life. Respect others always, but never at the expense of respecting yourself. It's a delicate balance. You can be kind and compassionate without being a doormat. Set boundaries. It's okay to say no. Protecting your own peace is not selfish. It's necessary. And part of respecting yourself is staying curious. Never stop learning. The world is constantly changing, and the moment you think you know it all is the moment you stop growing. Read books, take courses, talk to people who are different from you. Stay open and willing to learn. Remember, winning isn't everything. The real prize is the lesson. You either win or you learn. There is no losing. If you want to make a big change, start small. I used to try and change everything at once, and I'd burn out in a week. The secret is to focus on small, daily habits. Want to be healthier? Start by drinking one more glass of water a day. Want to write a book? Start by writing one paragraph a day. Small, consistent actions compound over time into massive results. And throughout this journey, be honest. Be honest with others, but most importantly, be honest with yourself, even when no one is watching. Your integrity is your personal currency. In this digital age, it's so easy to get sucked into the vortex of social media. Don't let social media or fleeting trends control your life. Curate your feed to inspire and uplift you, not to make you feel inadequate. The perfect lives you see online are highlight reels. They are not the full picture. Your path is your own. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. And finally, my last law for today is to practice appreciation. Appreciate yourself for how far you've come. Acknowledge your strengths, your resilience, your effort, and appreciate the people around you. A simple thank you or a word of encouragement can make a huge difference in someone's day, and it will make you feel better too. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what you have. It's the fastest way to find joy. So those are just a few of the laws that have helped guide me. It's a continuous journey, and I'm still learning every day. But by applying these principles, my life has become infinitely richer, more peaceful, and more fulfilling. I hope they can offer you some guidance as well. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you in the next one. The first and most important law is that mastering your thoughts is the greatest victory you can ever achieve. Your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. Learning to control your inner dialogue, to challenge negative thoughts, and to focus on what you can control, that's the foundation for everything else. It's a daily practice, not a one-time fix, but it's where true power lies. Next up, you have to dare to try, fail, and learn. I spent so many years paralyzed by the fear of looking stupid or messing up, but failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a part of it. Every time you fail, you get data on what doesn't work. It's a lesson, not a life sentence. So get out there and be willing to fall down. It's how you learn to get back up stronger. This leads me to a hard truth. Life is incredibly short. Don't waste it on things that don't matter. Don't spend your days in a job you hate with people who drain you or arguing about things on the internet that won't matter in a week. Your time is your most precious asset. Spend it on things that bring you joy, growth, and meaning. Every day you wake up is a gift. Don't squander it. And you know what? Life is going to throw challenges at you. It's guaranteed. But here's the secret. Challenges are just opportunities to improve in disguise. When things get tough, don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, ask, "What can I learn from this?" Every obstacle you overcome builds your resilience and makes you more capable of handling the next one. See them as a workout for your character. So many people give up after one or two setbacks. Please don't give up after a single failure. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before he invented the light bulb. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers. Failure is just a stop on the journey, not the final destination. Persistence is the key. Your breakthrough could be right around the corner from your last failure. The world is constantly changing, and you have to change with it. You have to adapt. Don't be that person stubbornly resisting change, holding on to old ways just because they're familiar. The dinosaurs couldn't adapt, and we all know how that ended. Be flexible, be open-minded, and be willing to learn new things. Adaptability is your superpower in a fast-moving world. Let's talk about freedom. True freedom starts with independence. I'm talking about financial independence, emotional independence, and intellectual independence. When you can rely on yourself, you're not at the mercy of others' opinions, whims, or control. It's not about pushing everyone away. It's about building a strong enough foundation within yourself that you can engage with the world from a place of strength, not need. And part of that independence is learning not to fear solitude. We live in a world that's constantly screaming for our attention. Being alone can feel scary, but it's in those quiet moments by yourself that you truly get to know who you are. Solitude teaches you self-awareness. It's where you hear your own voice, understand your own desires, and find your own path. Embrace it. Now for some practical advice. Always have a plan B, but give everything you've got to plan A. It's smart to have a backup, a safety net. But don't let your plan B distract you from fully committing to your primary goal. Pour your energy and focus into making plan A work. Think of plan B as your insurance policy, not your escape hatch you're constantly eyeing. When a crisis hits, the most powerful thing you can do is stay calm. Panic clouds your judgment and leads to bad decisions. Take a deep breath. Assess the situation logically. Break the problem down into small, manageable steps. Your calm demeanor will not only help you think clearly, but will also be a source of strength for those around you. It's also crucial to seek out mentors. Find people who have achieved what you want to achieve and learn from them. Absorb their wisdom, understand their mistakes. But and this is a big but always make your own decisions. A mentor can guide you and offer perspective, but you are the one who has to live with the consequences of your choices. Take their advice, filter it through your own values and intuition, and then you be the CEO of your life. One of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is that we'll start when the time is right. Let me tell you, there is no perfect moment. The stars will never perfectly align. Waiting for the perfect moment is just a fancy form of procrastination. The perfect moment to start is right now, with what you have, from where you are. Just start. You can adjust and perfect things along the way. And as you're on this journey, please remember to enjoy it. Don't be so fixated on the destination that you forget to appreciate the process. The real growth, the memories, the joy, it's all found in the day-to-day grind, the small wins, and the lessons learned. The destination is just a fleeting moment, but the journey is your life. Savor it. A smart person learns from their mistakes. A wise person learns from the mistakes of others. Pay attention. Read biographies, talk to older people, observe what's happening around you. You don't have to make every mistake yourself to learn the lesson. Learning from others' failures is a massive shortcut to success and saves you a lot of pain. This is a big one. Stop comparing your journey with others. Your chapter 1 cannot be compared to someone else's chapter 20. Social media makes this so hard because you're seeing everyone's highlight reel, not their behind-the-scenes struggles. Focus on your own path. Are you better today than you were yesterday? That's the only comparison that matters. Run your own race. Life will get stressful. Pressure is inevitable. You must actively protect your mental and physical health. It's not a luxury. It's a necessity. Eat well, move your body, get enough sleep, and find healthy ways to manage stress, whether that's meditation, talking to a friend, or spending time in nature. Your mind and body are the vehicles carrying you through life. You have to maintain them. And part of that maintenance is knowing when to pause and rest. Hustle culture has tricked us into thinking that being busy is a badge of honor and that rest is for the weak. That's a lie. Rest is not quitting. Rest is strategic. It's where you recharge, recover, and gain new perspective. You can't pour from an empty cup. Know your limits and respect them. Being an optimist is a huge advantage, but optimism doesn't mean ignoring reality. It doesn't mean pretending problems don't exist. True optimism is about facing reality, acknowledging the challenges, and still believing in your ability to find a positive way forward. It's about being a realistic optimist. You see the world for what it is, and you're still hopeful and proactive. In the pursuit of big goals, it's easy to overlook the small wins. Don't. Celebrate every small bit of progress. Finished a tough task? Acknowledge it. Took a small step towards your goal? Give yourself a pat on the back. These little celebrations build momentum and keep your motivation high. They remind you that you're moving forward one step at a time. And finally, my last law for today: live by your values, not by others' expectations. At the end of the day, you have to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and be proud of the person you see. Society, family, and friends will all have expectations for you. But if their expectations conflict with your core values, you have to choose your values. Your integrity is not for sale. Live a life that is authentic to you. Wow, that was a lot. But these are the principles that have helped me turn my life around. They're not magic pills, but they are a roadmap. I hope some of these resonate with you and help you navigate your own journey. There's so much more I could share, and I will in future videos. Thanks so much for sticking with me through this. If this helped you, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Let me know in the comments which law hit home the most for you. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.